All right, so a little more about Aries. Aries works in bursts of energy. It's explosive. All right, it works in bursts of energy. It's explosive. Aries does not have sustainable force. It doesn't have sustainable energy. Aries is meant to open, initiate, begin, start, uh, set the course. It's explosive fire. It's combustible energy. Leo is the sustainable fire. Sagittarius is spreading fire. Okay? So, what's important to understand about Aries, the square to Cancer, it reminds you that there's a demand to rest, to regenerate, to replenish, to nurture, to take care of yourself, to heal yourself, to secure yourself, to make sure that you mother yourself as you go. So when you utilize Aries energy, you have to think of what will this burst of energy accomplish? What can this particular explosion accomplish? It's more of like, think of Aries as your dynamite stick, your TNT, your C4, your shotgun, your shotgun, that you're taking a blast, or you're a ram. You even think of the ram, how it bulldozes or pushes explosive force to something, to initiate a process or to initiate an act of creation. So you have to respect that square, that you have to regenerate afterwards. When a ram hits another ram, it steps back and it regenerates. And then it hits again. It steps back, regenerate. It hits again. So you have to follow those rules. So your Cancer placement is very important to understand, because if you don't practice that Cancer Jupiter expansive, self-nurturing, self-sustaining energy, you'll run out. You'll be frustrated and you'll never finish your projects. Now, the longevity of that, because Aries lacks sustainability to have endurance in its explosive energy, which is not used for endurance, is used for, again, initiations, getting something started. Capricorn is where we respect that there are projects to accomplish. A project, by definition, has a starting point and an end point. Okay? A start point and an end point. A project has objectives. It has priorities. It has primary and secondary, objectives to observe. There are goals within it. And you have to step back and evaluate. You have to step back and assess. You also have to respect the laws of productivity versus safety, okay? Productivity and safety will always challenge each other. They will always compete with each other. But you have to mediate between productivity and safety. That's a construction terminology. But safety in this point will go with security, Cancer, okay? So Cancer and Capricorn is always going to compete with each other. You think of Capricorn as the safety culture, and you think of Capricorn as a productivity culture or demand, okay? So you have to negotiate between the two, compromise between the two. In construction, if you think of Aries as maybe the carpenter or something, you have to have a safety culture that's as equally vested in as productivity. If you overemphasize productivity, taking away from safety, you're going to have a problem. If you overemphasize safety without acknowledging the demand of in the timeline of the project of productivity, you're going to have a problem. So you have to compromise and negotiate between the two. So there's rest and there's productivity. There's your system of self-nurturing, self-advocacy, acknowledging what the inner child needs, care to the self, and then there is the Capricorn demand of, grit, due process, discipline, hard work, perseverance, endurance. But Aries has to respect both sides of this polarity to be successful, or there will be a burnout. There will be liabilities. There will be regrets. There will be costs that outweigh the benefit. Understand?